Samruddhi video of. Hello everyone. We're extremely sorry for being late. There were some network issues. So finally we are up there and it's so nice to see the attendees who must have been desperately waiting for us. I said thank you so much for being there and waiting patiently for us. Forum for Autism is a parent support group. Forum for Autism was set up in 2002. The main goal and aim of the forum was autism awareness, empowering the parents by conducting workshops, seminars, and yes, not to forget the webinars too, and providing financial assistance. FFA is a vibrant parent body, and I am so proud and happy to be part of it. We run 2 libraries at Kolaba and Vashi and have about 500 books available. Any parents who want to avail this facility have to contact Priyanka. We conduct parent training workshops and seminars and talks. We also have a database of parents and professionals who are members of Forum for Autism. We provide sponsorship for unaffording families, like paying their school fees or therapies. Most importantly, we also participate in Mumbai marathons every year for the Dream Run, and we have our cause ambassadors, Chef Sanjeev Kapoor and Mr. Harsha Bhogle, who shoulder this responsibility of us and try to collect funds during the Mumbai marathon. These are some of the glimpses of the workshops that we conducted. We conduct workshops right from parents to children to young adults. This is a cultural event which we have. This was celebrating 1st of December, that is the World Disability Day. This was out in the open. The children were performing on the street at Malad Masti, and it was a lovely experience where we could interact with people, regular people who were just walking by, standing, listening the children and the adults sing. But the best thing was our adults singing and enjoying the whole thing. There was no stage, there was nothing. They were just singing on the road, and it was a lovely have like one we have today as well. Samruddhi, who's a parent, is helping us read stories. These are workshops that we've conducted on behalf of Forum for Autism. Yes, if you want to join our journey and be a vibrant parent of Forum for Autism, please connect Priyanka on the mobile number given. We have our email ID, website, and of course our Facebook page where you get all the updates regarding FFA. Ask is an adult support kendra. FFA is supporting Ask because it helps us work with our young adults and the caregivers. So it's basically taking care of the mental health of the adult, the family, and even the caregivers. So anyone who needs any kind of assistance, you could either contact Munira, whose number is provided on the screen, or again, Priyanka is always there for us. An appeal for donation. These webinars which are conducted are all free of cost. So it takes a lot of efforts for conducting such webinars. We are open for all the donations and whoever wants to give. So parents, if you are interested, please, and even spread the word. You can donate through United Way Mumbai. So it is eligible for tax exemptions. Today being our 10th webinar on storytelling session by Sam, I don't want to waste my time introducing Sam in stories. Yes, I want to appeal the parents that because of network issue, there could be certain glitches in between. So please bear with us. We are going to try our level best. Any questions and answers, please put it in the answer and question column. Any problems, please put it in the chat. And these stories and whatever is being displayed on the screen is soon going to be mailed to you all by Priyanka. Saying that, I would like to call Samruddhi.
Hello, children. Sorry to keep you waiting, but I love the way you're sitting and looking with your eyes and with your ears. So, let's begin our second story session. You know who I am, right? Yes, you're right, Sam Auntie. And do you remember who was there with me last time? It was my friend Woofy. Woofy, let's say hi. Woof, woof, hi. Oh my God, Woofy, that was loud. Sorry, it's okay. So, you know, friends, today morning, I and Woofy, we were going for a little walk outside. Of course, with our masks, right? And we saw a farmer. Yes, his name was Shringeri. Yes, Shringeri. And he looked very happy, though there were loud horns and honks everywhere. He looked very happy. And I asked him, how did he manage to walk so confidently on the road amidst all the sounds? And he told me his story. So today I'm here to share the story of Shringeri, the farmer, with you. So, are you all set? Chalo, let's start, Woofy. Woof, woof. So, in a village, in a small village, right? In a very, very small village, there lived a farmer called Shringeri. The farmer lived amidst his animals and cows. Now, Shringeri had many cows, not one or two, many. And he would be happily grazing his cows. Shringeri once decided that he wanted to take his cows for a cattle fair. What? Did you say what is cattle fair? Now, cattle fair is a place where you gather with all your kettles and people from all over the place come to see the kettles and buy them. To go to the cattle fair, Shringeri had to cross a city. The village in which Shringeri lived was so quiet and so peaceful. There was no noise around. He could only hear the animals and the birds and his family. But when Shringeri went to the city with his cows, can you imagine what he saw there? Yes, he saw many vehicles. There were so many vehicles, like the cars, the big buses. Yes, the there you see he's Shringeri with his cows amid the big buses and cars and autos. And when there are vehicles, what will happen? There will be a lot of noise. So buses went bang, 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 pong, pong. The cars went pom, 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 pom. And the farmer and the cows were startled. They were scared. They never heard the sound of the cars and the buses. So Shringeri's cows, as you can see in the picture, started running away. They wanted to go back home in their village. And they said, moo, moo, which meant we want to go home. Of the cows or the vehicles like. I know a lot of y'all like the vehicles. So you can show me how the cars honk and how the buses horn, right? Now, Shringeri saw the cows are getting scared. So what he did was, he looked at the drivers and said, stop, stop, stop. But when he did that, the drivers didn't understand. And they started honking louder. Beep, Oh my God, that was such a loud noise. Sringeri and his cows had to go back home. They did not have any other choice. So they went back home to their village. When the cows went back to their home, they felt safe. But the noise of the horns remained in Sringeri's head. So all that Sringeri could hear was pam pam pom 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 in his head. Right? Yes, the noise was very loud and Sringeri felt scared and very angry at the same time. He could not take away the noise from his head. Sringeri was always so used to the noise of animals because he lived with the animals. But now the same noise of the animals really made him very hurt. And he would just close his ears every time a rooster would go, "Cock-a-doodle-doo." He would close his ears every time a cicada would do croak, 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 which is an insect sound, right? So even an insect sound really disturbed Sringeri. It scared him. Even when the koyals would sing or the owls would hoot away, Sringeri would feel very scared and he would just close his ears and eyes. He could not bear the sound. All the animals and the birds saw Sringeri and they felt really sad. They saw that Sringeri could not really hear them. That made them feel very sad. Now, Sringeri told all the animals and all the birds, he said, "Don't talk. I am getting scared. Don't talk." Right? Even when Sringeri's wife would whistle on, the sound of the cooker whistle would scare. He would just close his ears and say, "Stop." That really made his wife and his children scared because they had never seen Sringeri like this. They didn't know how to help him. But they were kind. So putting dal in the pressure cooker and playing very softly. So Sringeri could not feel scared. But even children, even there is a noise of the silence, right? So even when Sringeri would sit in silence, even the noise and the sound of the silence would really scare him. He would just close his ears and his eyes and he would say, "Stop," or he would just scream. Now, the children and everybody around, they don't know how to help Sringeri. He stopped chirping. The animals sing. The koels stopped. The cars had stopped their crook, crook, crook sound. Even the rabbits and even the frogs left the village. Sringeri's cows stopped. Everybody wanted to help Sringeri, but nobody could help him because can you stop all the sounds? It's not possible, right? When Sringeri would go for a birthday party and even a balloon would burst or people would clap, even that would scare Sringeri because the noise had stuck in his head. So Sringeri thought, I need to find a solution to my problem. I have to get help. So Sringeri told his wife, as you can see in the picture, wives and children, I'm going away to find a solution to my problem. Sringeri thought in his head. So Sringeri thought, okay, this all started in the city. So maybe my solution is going to be on the same road where I heard all the horns and all the vehicles. So he went. His wife, Parvatamma, tried to stop him, but he was adamant. He said, I am going and I am going to find a solution to my problem. And when he came to the same road and the same buses and the vehicles and the big cars, he saw a young man wearing something on his head. The wires were dangling down, something like this, something like this. I know, children, this is familiar to you, right? You must have seen this at home. Can you tell your mums and dads what this is? And what is that what Sringeri saw the man wearing? Yeah. So this is what Sringeri saw the man wearing. Something where the wire was dangling down and something the man was wearing on his ears. So it made him really curious and he went. He said, excuse me, sir. The man just looked at Sringeri. Sringeri said, sir, could you tell me what this is? He said, yes, of course. These are called headphones. I'm sure, children, some of y'all have already told what this is. These are, right? I wear headphones and it helps me to block out all the noise and I can listen to whatever music I want. And the man went ding dang 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 dang. And Sringeri said, can I try the headphones? So the man gave him the headphones to try. So Sringeri put the headphones and he heard the music. Ding, 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 ding. And Sringeri was delighted because on the road, he did not hear the sound of buses or any horns. So Sringeri went to a store to buy the headphones. And he bought a very big red colored headphones and he happily walked on the road and came back to his village. Yes, children, the noise of the buses and the cars and the autos did not disturb him, did not scare him. So he came very happily and his wife Parvatamma and his children were so happy to see him. Look at their faces. Aren't they looking happy? And Parvatamma was also surprised. Oh, I have put the cooker whistle. But Sringeri is not getting scared anymore. Sringeri told the children what the headphones were and how it helped him. His wife was so happy to see, and even the children helped him with some more YouTube music. You all must be listening to YouTube, right? Yes, even Sringeri's children listened to YouTube music and they gave him nice songs to hear. So our dear Mr. Sringeri now walked happily on the road with ding 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 ding, and afraid of any of the animal sounds. So the frogs came back to the village and did ribbit ribbit, and Sringeri still could walk on the road. The cows mooed loudly, moo, and Sringeri still could walk on the road. The birds could chirp loudly, but Sringeri could walk so confidently, and he was happy that the headphones really helped him to block out all the noise. Now, children, Mrs. Sringeri, as you remember, wanted to go to the cattle fair, right? Now, I want you to think, okay? Sringeri's cows were also equally scared of the sound of the vehicles. He them to also buy some headphones for the cows. If you think so, take out a blank page, take out a pencil and bright colors and draw the cow with the headphones and color them as you want, right? So this was the story of Sringeri and his cow who learned to walk anywhere that they want amidst any sound, because now they had a magical thing, and the magical thing was headphones, right? So now every time Woofy comes and Woofy barks very loudly in front of my ears, woof, woof, what I do is I wear my headphones and I'm no more scared. Thank you so much for listening to this short story. And y'all can draw whatever you want now. You can draw the cows with the headphones, or y'all can draw Sringeri with the headphones, and whatever scene from the story you like the best. I want y'all to take your paper pencil and draw that. Till then, bye-bye. Love you all. Okay, now parents, along with the story, I'm going to, Priyanka is going to mail you all the story map. In the story map, as you all can see, there is a sequence of events which is shown. Now, this is a visual story map. So after you do the story with your children, so you will be given PDF. Okay, once you read the story along with your child, you can do the visual story map, wherein it will help your children to narrate the story in whatever words or in whatever way they want. They could, the children who don't want to really narrate verbally, could also look at it, and then via the visual memory can also draw these pictures and sequentially, and then that will be an alternate way of for them to narrate the story. So such visual story maps really help children to retrieve the story better from memory. As you can,
Samruddhi, I
yeah,
have a question to ask.
yeah,
Is there any other way other than your PDF to get these cutouts or something like that?
yeah. So as I am not so technologically good, I have an angel in my life, which is my friend Prerna Mandle. And she helped me to do this visual story map, via the using the technology. So every time I want to do something, because then again, my skill set is very different, right? And I cannot put my energies everywhere. So I, take help from Prerna to do these things. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, so I believe Prerna, I believe she's listening to the story. If she could come out and help us, or rather Priyanka could help other parents getting in touch with her. And I don't know how Prerna could go about doing stuff for them too. But this is really amazing, and if I had something like this ready made, it would
Yeah.
really make my work easy.
Yeah.
Great. So I think we'll go ahead with another picture that you wanted to share with the parents.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, before that, Darshana, I just wanted to see, I had made these flashcards. Now, because of the lamination, I couldn't really show them because, it was glaring on the screen. But something like this, what I have done is, I have now the story, okay, the main scenes from the story are here, and there is only a single line which I have written down. So here, the line goes, the farmer visits the city. Yes, thank you, Darshana. So something like this, where I have also put numbers behind, okay, they are labeled. So something like this, every scene with one line that summarizes that scene. If y'all could do something like this, then this you could also turn the story into a sequencing activity, and the children can retrieve the story by sequencing the cards. So this is sequencing is another activity which you can do from any story. So you can make such sequencing cards and write only one line which summarizes the scene, and the children, it will be also easier for them to retrieve. So along with your visual story map, this is something which I suggest. You need not laminate and every time, okay? You can just cut out the papers and stick it on the cardboard, and a lot of y'all I know are very good at drawing, so y'all can simply draw pictures also, and then the children can, you know, sequence the pictures. Yeah, so that's another activity which y'all can do.
Wanted to share something else with the
Yeah,
parents, so I'm sharing that also.
yeah. Okay. Now, this is another thing which is a part of social thinking. Now, we teach the children that every individual has thoughts. So you start with a thought bubble. So like you can see in the picture where it's written, the noise is too loud. That is a thought bubble. Okay. So you start with drawing a thought bubble, uh, and then cutting it out, and then putting the thought bubble in front of the head of the child. Okay. And helping the child to understand that these are thoughts, right? So every time, suppose you see the child uh, is looking at a biscuit and she likes the biscuit, so you can put a thought bubble and say, I like biscuits. You can start with something very simple and something very concrete. Now here
Samriti,
is, yeah,
sorry to interrupt. Could you
yeah,
please explain in short what is a thought bubble? I am just circling for parents to
yeah,
know, those who
yeah,
might not know what a thought bubble is, but how we can use a thought bubble.
yeah, sure. So the thought bubble basically represents the current thought of the person. So first, before this, you have to introduce to the children that each one of us has thoughts, and thoughts come in the brain. You need to take day-to-day examples. Like I just gave you an example of, suppose the child likes ice cream. Okay, so there is an ice cream in front of the child. So you can put the thought bubble over the child's head, the picture of a empty thought bubble, or you could take the thought bubble, and instead where I have put the noise is too loud, you can put the picture of an ice cream, and you can model it for the child. You can say, I like ice cream, and this is for the child to understand that each one of us have thoughts. In this story, Mr. Sringeri's thought goes, the noise is too loud. And the second one is the heart, it is where the feeling thing comes. So you explain that every thought is related to a feeling. So in the example of the ice cream, it will be, I want to, suppose the thought is, I like ice cream. The feeling would be, I am happy to see the ice cream, right? So this goes as a process, and you need to do this every day with the child. So you need to help the child to first understand that each one of them has thoughts, and then the next step is every thought has a feeling associated to it. How it helps is, when the children come across a lot of thoughts which are unpleasant, it helps them to realize that how they feel is associated with the unpleasant thought. And if they need to change the way they feel, they need to change the way they think. So this is something which you start from where the child is really young, and it helps, even as the child is growing, it helps a long way around. Yeah.
Yeah, Samriti, as we continue discussing this story and different ideas about
Yeah.
going ahead, we have questions coming up which parents are asking. If the
Sure.
child is not able to relate to the complete story or is not able to sequence a story to begin with, is there any
Yeah.
other way that the Sringeri or the cow could be introduced instead of a whole picture?
Yeah, sure. So you go to the story depending upon the level of the child, right? So here, even I have modified the story. In the original story, there was national highway. But then I thought, then again introducing the concept of a national highway, but the children are very familiar with the vocabulary of a village and a city. So I modified it to a city. So you can even simplify the characters from the story depending upon the vocabulary that the child is already aware of. Secondly, your stories have to be something which the child can relate to. Now, I like Pratham books for the reason that Pratham books have stories from Indian context, and the children can really relate. So each story, I never take the stories as they are. I always simplify it depending upon the children that I'm telling the story to. So the same story would be modified for a much older child.
Great. So even I think they could use single cutouts, like maybe
Yeah,
like just a cutout of a farmer, and
right.
so even like you said, the thought bubble, an empty thought bubble, and the parent could
Hmm.
introduce him as a farmer just troubled by the sound. So individual
Hmm.
picture, and then put the picture as a whole to the child.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
With the use of language, and how simpler can I go with the use of language?
with the with the use of language, now you need to, as I told you in the flashcard which I had done, there was only one single line. Now because of technological issues, we could not really present that to you all on the screen. We had to show you all the PDF of the complete story. But what I have done is I have just simplified the whole dialogue to only one line. This only says the loud noise of the horns, whereas the story in its PDF talks a lot about how the noise disturbed him and all that, right? So language has to be simplified. And as you know, that our children process language better if we speak in fewer sentences, and with a lot of even those few sentences, how we animate them, how we use the facial expressions, that really matters a lot. So I would say reduce the words, take the vocabulary which you feel your child will understand, and most importantly, dramatize, use a lot of animation, and make it fun. It should be fun for the child. Use a lot of puppets.
Okay. Can I use a story like this to teach good language? I'm sorry. Uh, excuse me. Good
Yeah.
behavior. So sorry.
Rather than saying good behavior, I feel this story can be,
Appropriate behavior.
yeah, yeah. Of course, like every story you can modify to the extent that you want. For instance, like let's take the instance
No, Sam. I think.
and a choice map to your child and ask them, what do you think, how do you think the farmer should have responded when when the noise was disturbing him? And you could give them, depending upon the level of the child, you could give them probably 2 3 options, and then they select the correct option. Here also, a second thing which could be reinforced is seeking help. Because see, when actually when my son heard this story, he said he is so much like me, because my son has sound sensitivity, so he could immediately relate, and he said, oh, poor shrinking baby. So you can work on empathy, you can work on a lot of emotions, and you can give your voice seeking and using the headphones to help the farmer rather than screaming or shouting.
Yeah, but then Samruddhi, if you could, I'm just taking undue advantage of you being so very proactive with things. I want you to just
Okay.
help, show them. Imagine if I want to model a good behavior to a child when a
Hmm.
certain disturbing sound happens. So how can
Ha,
same story may, how can you inculcate the right way to respond to a particular sound if it's not a very good sound for me? So how can the
okay.
parent use this? So then you're modeling the good behavior through the story.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
if you could
Hmm.
help us a little, a small something, what you could do. Imagine if you are a
You
parent.
mean like a role play or something like that
Something
you
like
are
that. Yeah,
asking?
a
Okay.
spontaneous thing. If you could help us out with.
Okay.
Imagine
Okay.
you're hearing the sound, and what would be the best way you
Okay.
want the child to
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
accept the, like what was the
Hmm.
socially accepted behavior for that matter?
Yeah, see, it's like the, if you really go by the social thinking vocabulary, it's the socially appropriate behavior is the vocabulary that we use, right, for social thinking. So you could role play, you could, I always, what I do is I take my child in the role play, so he is very much there in the situation which we simulate. So in the same instance, I give him the benefit of being the force which disturbs, because then he thinks that that is in his control, so he becomes rather whatever the pressure cooker or whatever, and I become the person who is getting disturbed by the sound. So suppose he is making a loud sound himself. then I give him a situation wherein how probably I have not responded in an appropriate way, wherein I can do, stop, something like this. And then the second part which I do is, I need headphones, something like this. So I am doing a role play where I'm modeling him both the situations. Sometimes in our role play, he becomes the one, depending upon the situation. For the sound, I will, rather give him the control of the situation because he is sensitive to sounds. So we do a lot of role plays and we simulate whatever situation happens which seems to get a reaction from him. We role play it and we see that how probably would have been an appropriate way to respond in the situation. Like for instance, now online classes are going on, even wherein there is a certain way he needs to ask the teacher a certain question and he might not frame it. So we do the same role play situation wherein he role plays, okay, of the same question. If he's stuck, I help him over there. Hello?
You unmute myself. I keep forgetting that. There's another question asked by a parent. How do I start telling a story? Should I tell the child, okay, I'm telling you a story and make him sit, or how do I just go about with it?
Okay. So, like, I don't know whether the parent has seen Jennifer's session on visual scheduling and, social stories. So, are already a rule, I would say include the story in your visual schedule and keep a time, which is the story time with your child. Okay. Start with a simple book which the child, like I always started with animals because animals was something which my child loved. So start with a simple story of your child's interest with colorful pictures and fewer words. Make it a story time. You could have a bedtime story time with your child, but not just you, even your husband and you take turns in reading the story. Now if your child can read, then you take turns in reading each page together. So you introduce it as story time. And as I said earlier, take stories which you feel your child can relate to. It can't have characters and situations which your child has never seen or heard to start with. So yeah. So and keeping it in the visual schedule will our children really respond better with patterns and schedules. So that is going to really help. And as I said, be animated. Like even a simple story of bubbles or peppers could be really animated. The script a few words, but you can, like I used to even animate the stories from Alka publication, wherein we used to take real life objects or fruit, and we would play. If the story had a shop, then my son would as if he's a shopkeeper with the fruits, and I would go as the kangaroo and go and buy fruits from his shop. So hello.
Yeah, that's great. So it's like how it depends upon the parent and the child how well they simplify the story and model the
Yes.
story. So the
Yes.
best thing is modeling, and I like the idea about including it in the part of a social, your visual schedule. So I think even with the stories, your social stories could be inculcated as a part where unknowingly the child is listening to a social story where you're telling him the right thing to be done and not to be done.
Yeah.
Great.
And Darshana, what
Yeah.
I believe is there is nothing which one fits all, right? Because there are
Absolutely.
so many sources. Even YouTube has many audios of the wonderful stories with the story pages and just an audio. So whatever has learning preferences, whatever he likes, even sometimes child who is auditorily tuned, they can just hear to an auditory version of the story before sleeping with you. So I would say that connecting with your child is important, and knowing what your child will really enjoy doing the most, rather than like one solution to everything.
Yeah, so I think the common other questions coming is, are we going to get the stories? Samruti, if you're okay, those flashcards which you have made,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
and a PDF of those. So, like, we could send it to the parents as to know how well they have simplified. Secondly, I believe what parents could do is like what Samruddhi said, go on YouTube. There are many parents who said that their child is good at sequencing the pictures but still can't relate to the story. Maybe they show the animated story, pick up an animated story from YouTube and convert it to what Samruddhi has done right now. And if you are
Yeah.
not capable of doing that, I think they can take help from Prerna for doing that. Right? That's how
Like
I think.
there are so many, yeah, there are right. There are so many concepts in this story. Like for instance, this story. A lot of children love vehicles. They already know the concept of vehicles. They already know the concept of a farmer, probably, or animals and everything. So you can take. You don't need to do the national highway, which is there in the story. You kind of exclude there, and then you do things which the stories which the child can relate to, like a pressure cooker sound, or you can include, if your child is afraid of some other sound, you can include it in the story and work with the child.
I think I'm taking this last question for today before I run a poll. So, parents, please stay. I'm going to run a poll where I need your advice for something. The last question coming is how story can be used for increasing memory of a child, remembrance power.
Okay, like I showed you all the visual story map, right? So our children respond very well to something presented very visually, right? So show the visual pictures, okay? Like the visual story map would be sent to all of you by Priyanka. So after every story, you all can make such visual story maps, and then by continuous exposure to the visual story maps, the children will be able to think. The ability to sequence things would be easier for them. See, it's like I can't go into the details of, there are many programs where how you systematically really do the visual thing, and then you cut out the words, you associate the words to the, but I would say, to be in short, you need to present it visually to the child, like a visual story map would be better. Okay, the visuals are going to flash in their memories better, and that recall will definitely will be better. See, there is recall and there is retrieval. So if the child is not able to recall, then you give the choices. You ask the child, give the child two pictures and give them to tick, or you put all the sequences of the story and you ask the child to number the stories. So before you expect the child to narrate the story, you could just show them the different pictures, and you could ask them to number, or you could ask them to cut and then paste them vertically, anything like that, but to aid memory, showing anything visually really works like wonders for our children, because they think visually.
Yeah, I believe even I think Fatima has shared a very
Yeah.
good idea. I will try to share it. If you parents are on our WhatsApp group, I think Samruddhi or I will, because that's what we as young parents did, because we didn't have that much of YouTube and stories happening. So this is what
Yeah.
we did. We'll try to share it. Plus Samruddhi's story will be coming as a through the email from Priyanka. Parents, I'm running a poll now. Please answer it so that it helps us to help you all. So I'm running it. Parents, could you start? I'm stopping the poll now. So yeah, we have got all the responses from parents. So I think we'll surely look into all those parents who are sending me numbers, I think the best person to contact is Priyanka. So I think things will start working faster from there on, right? And I think most of the questions, Samruddhi, we have catered to. So thank you very much for narrating the story. Yes, I want to even, I regret the net issues that were happening. So sorry for that. And I think we take your leave now. And we'll be surely meeting Samruddhi and with the drawing session happening next week and the weeks to come, right, Samruddhi?
Thank you. Thank you so much. And
Yeah.
thank you, parents and children, for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you, parents and children, for being there. Thank you so much. Just a minute. I will be just sharing the last screen. Or Priyanka, if you could put your number on the chat for parents to know so that they can get in touch with you. Or if you
Okay, I
want.
will put it on a chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, parents. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, Samruddhi.
Bye.